What's going on YouTube, and hello my tackle hoarders out there. APFA here, and today in the tank test we have a double header for you. In March's Lucky Tackle Box, you guys got it. You know about these smart baits, color changing baits. This is the Smart Bomb, which is a stick style, Senko style bait. And then you also received these Perfection Lures stand up shaky heads, jig heads. If it would focus here, those are 3/16 of an ounce. It doesn't want to focus, which I have rigged up on this shaky head right now. Where I'm fishing, it's still very cold. I think today's high was 54 degrees. There's still some ice on the lakes yet. Fishing season doesn't open until May. So once we hit the water, it'll probably be on beds. Shaky heads are one of my favorite baits to throw on the beds, just for the fact that you can keep them in one spot for a long period of time and give them a lot of action. Now, a lot of people really don't know about throwing a Senko on a shaky head, but you can see they stand up pretty well. This one's a little bit larger than what I like for the size of the hook on the shaky head. So I would either cut this down or just downsize to a smaller style stick bait. But I mean, they all do the same thing like that. Whether it be a Senko, one of these Smart Bombs, a Dinger, an Ocho, anything like that. But you can see you can just keep it in one spot and just twitch the rod, and you can get a lot of action out of that tail. Just, jigging it, even dragging it across. You have more of a chance of that shaky head falling over on you. They got a little unique design to these shaky heads here that I'll show you guys in a second to help keep it upright, which I think is pretty cool. But like I said, on this particular shaky head here, it's a little bit small for this length of bait. Usually I'd like to go a little bit more compact, smaller style of bait on these. The biggest thing I'll throw on one of these, I did a video on that, is the Squirrel Tail Worm by Big Bite Baits, or a smaller style Senko 4-inch stick style bait like that, because many a times the bass will come up, just grab the tail of the bait, move it off the bed. So I like to use a smaller profile bait, just for the fact that when they pick it up to move it, they pretty much have to take the whole bait in their mouth. Not saying this won't work in this size, you just gotta aggravate the fish enough to engulf the whole bait, to get the whole bait in their mouth. And that's why I like to fish these style of baits on a shaky head, because I mean, you can just basically sight fish and just keep it right there on the bed. And like I said, some rod movement of the rod, just some twitches here, gets that bait moving. Looks like a predator, small predator coming in trying to eat the eggs, whether it be a crayfish or a bait fish, anything like that. I mean, you can get a ton of action out of that thing just by keeping it stationary in one spot, basically, and just twitching it back and forth. Make it look like it's actually feeding off the fish's bed. These smart baits, I went through these before. I got these in a Lucky Tackle Box previously. This is the color they came in. This is a watermelon June bug. I'll show you guys here in a sec. And in warmer water, they changed to a watermelon clear. I have one soaking in some warmer water. And I'll pull that out and show you guys the difference. But let's go over what we got rigged up. Let me adjust some lighting here. It's kind of hard to pick up, but that's the the blood red, and that would be the June bug side. And like I was showing you guys before, you have these wires on the jig head itself, and it's just for keeping it more stable, standing upright instead of falling over on its side, which still happens, but it's less prevalent when you got these wires here. Pretty springy, stay in place well. I'm not sure the length. Maybe this might be like a 5-inch Cinco. Like I said, there's the hook point. I got it out as a reference, and you can see how much bait is, you know, doesn't have a hook in it. So when a fish comes up to move it, grabs it much, you know, just about half the bait to move it off the bed. There's still no hook. You know, that's even more than half the bait. So like I said, you know, cut it down, but still leave enough length to get some action out of the lure. Right there. So let me pull out the one I got soaking to show you what it transforms into. Like I said, this is the June bug blood red color. And in warmer water, this is what it will turn into. You know, it's more of a watermelon and clear. More at the tail section here is clear. And then as you work up the bait, you can see it's watermelon. Some decent flake in it. I'll use these for what they are. These Cinco style baits. I mean, you can always, you know, wacky rig these and use them like that if you weren't going to throw them on that shaky head. You can see the baits changing back already there. That end of the worm wasn't really in all the water all the way, but you can already see it transitioning back. I mean, obviously the thicker the plastic, the longer it's going to take. That end's already going back. I mean, it's a cool concept. It's you know, it's pretty neat how this bait does that. But just off the basis of it changing colors, you know, I don't think I'd buy them. I think the water temperature is too big of a change. You're either going to have the watermelon clear or you're going to have the blood red June bug. Plain and simple. Depending, you know, where you fish. I'm in the Midwest. Water temperature, you know, takes forever to warm up. And then once it's warmed up, it doesn't stay warmed up very long. And it's not that big of a degree difference where this will probably be in the water long enough or in one constant temperature to change, you know, from shallow to deep, anything like that. Just in my opinion, I think it takes too long. It's too much of a temperature difference to get it to transform. So, I mean, like I said, I'll use these smart baits, smart bombs here, just for the fact that they're Cincos and you can wacky rig them, and that's an effective way to do that. You know, these shaky heads are cool for a smaller bait, like a beaver style bait, a craw style bait, something like that. You know, those will work fine, stand up just the same. But you can see how effective. Let me get the light back in the tank. You can just see how effective, though, for this purpose, a stick style bait like this, you know, can be fished on a shaky head like that. You know, that tail just goes crazy like that. You know, I don't know what it's supposed to represent in the water, but still, anything on a bed like that, if you're going to fish this on a bed, action like that will get the bass's attention and you know, get it to commit. So just keep that in mind. Like I said though, maybe just a smaller style bait on there if you're going to fish a single style. But that's all I got for you guys right now. Like I said, this is the Smart Bomb by Smart Baits. And that was also the Perfection Lures 3/16 of an ounce stand-up shaky head. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching, checking out the videos, checking out my other videos on my channel. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not. If you are, hit the little bell for notifications when I do upload. Share the video, comment on it. I always respond. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.